In this country, politics is a family business. But what happens when the family business gets bogged down by squabbling siblings, such as what's happened to one powerful family, the Binays, that have ruled the city of Makati here in Metro Manila for decades? Abby Binay is running for re-election as mayor. Her brother, former Mayor Junjun Binay, wants to stage a comeback.
Makati has been known as Binay country for decades. But this midterm election, the city is faced with what may be a difficult choice, as two Binay siblings run against each other to be mayor. The post was held by their father, Jojo Binay, for several decades before he became vice president. The incumbent, former Representative Abby Binay, is seeking re-election. But her younger brother, returning politico and former Mayor Junjun, wants his seat back.
I supported her during the 2016 campaign. I went around convincing people to vote for my sister. I opted not to run. It was my choice. It was a decision that I told my parents, my father. The agreement is that she'll just stay there for one term. And that whole discussion happened in City Club. You know, friends of my father, friends of the family were all there during that discussion.
Junjun was supposed to run for re-election in 2016, but he was removed from office by the ombudsman after a corruption case and barred from holding public office. In his place, the family and the United Nationalist Alliance, the party of the Binay patriarch, decided to field Abby instead. She won. When the court ruled in favor of Junjun in the case involving the alleged overpricing of the Makati City parking building, the former mayor decided to run again for his old post.
There are two cases. One is for City Hall Building 2 and Makati Science High School. Yung Makati Building 2, that was already reversed by the Court of Appeals. Hence, yung perpetual disqualification was reversed. And then there was a new case. It was rendered before the OMB retired. And then there's an accessory penalty. Okay? So it has to be clear. We have the right to appeal. The perpetual disqualification is not final and executory.
Junjun says he's running on the request of some councilors and barangay captains in Makati.
There's a very strong clamor on the ground for that Binay kind of service or leadership to be back in the city of Makati. You have 13 of the 16 regular councilors bolting out of my sister, and then you have 21 of the 33 barangay captains, pledging support to me. It's this dissatisfaction. I mean, it's been 2 years. My sister worked with them, and it reflects something about that kind of leadership.
Junjun insists local leaders want the Binay brand, referring to himself, back in Makati. The younger Binay refers to her sister as a Campos, the surname of her husband, who is the sitting Makati congressman.
Binay versus Campos ang lumalabas dito because what I'm carrying right now is the Binay brand, the style of governance that my father has started for the people of Makati. In fact, she has already said many times that ibang Binay siya. Hindi niya gagawin kung ano yung ginawa ng tatay namin, na hindi siya yung bababa para lumapit dun sa mga tao. And we've seen that already. Hindi siya yung makikisalamuha dun sa babae. Inamin naman niya yun.
But when Abby filed her certificate of candidacy in October, her father was by her side. In contrast, the former vice president was nowhere when his only son filed a COC. Junjun says his father apologized to him for this.
He called me Tuesday to apologize for not making it during my filing. So, I mean, again, this is optics, and it can pwedeng explain in many ways, okay? But again, I would like to hold on to the word of my father, that he will be neutral in this election.
It's been over a year since Junjun last talked to Abby. Junjun, the third of 5 children, admits he is much closer to her other sisters than to Abby.
After high school, she studied in UP Los Baños. So she was there for 5 years. And then when she came back to Manila, she decided not to go back to my parents' house. So she moved out again for another maybe 4.5 years. Kasi nag-law school naman yung sister ko. And then she got married. Okay. Now I have my other sisters. We were in one house. We got married. We had our children. So we were all together. So, di ba, obviously, I'll have a better relationship with my 2 other sisters.
In December, Senator Nancy Binay released a family portrait to mark the Christmas season. Abby was noticeably missing from the picture. She posted her own Christmas family portrait on her Facebook page with husband Luis Campos and their daughter. Joyce Ilas, CNN Philippines.
We spoke to the incumbent mayor first, Abby, every inch her father's daughter, but still trying to assert herself in a messy political world. So the last day of 2018, you posted on Facebook, and I quote, "Dami kong iniyak this year, leaving all that pain, heartache, and negativity behind. I know 2019 will be better." What betrayals were you referring to? Your brother, the counselors?
Binabasa niyo pala yung Facebook. A lot happened. It was
In October.
Yeah, it was very, very emotional in the sense that the 12 counselors decided to flip, and then roller coaster talaga eh. So that's the reason why I wanted to leave everything, all that negativity behind, and just focus on 2019. And there were so many ups and downs that year, that second half of the year, na sabi ko, ito pa yung pinasukan kong politika. So I was still hoping that, we've somehow changed the politics in the city, but it seems that there are people that still want the traditional kind of politics.
Yeah, well, that's strange to hear that from a Binay, huh? But anyway, we have more on that in a bit. But okay, so the city councilors, 12 of them,
Yeah.
12 of the 16 went over to your
Yeah.
brother's side.
Yes.
So, of course, we all know he's running against you
Yes.
for the mayoralty post, and you are running for re-election, your second
Yes.
term. But your brother decided to run against you, and of course, question is, paano nangyari to? How did this all happen? How did this all start?
I actually don't know. That's still the million-dollar question. I think everybody's still asking that question. I myself is asking that. Why is he running? His reason, public clamor. So I go, what public clamor? If he's saying na there were certain things that I may have been remiss, then the brotherly thing to do is to tell me. To tell me that may pagkukulang ka dito, I think you should fix this problem, then I'll fix it. But I actually didn't know that he wanted to run. He has never openly told me to my face that he wanted to run against me. I would hear from my dad, and then my dad was still convincing me until the last day of the filing na wag na siyang mag-file. So, parang lahat kami umaasa na hindi siya tatakbo, pero he would flip-flop. Sasabihin niya, sige, gawin niyo to, hindi na ako tatakbo.
Like, ano yung gusto niyang gawin niyo?
For example, one of the concessions that he wanted was for my husband not to run.
Why?
I don't know. And
Your husband, of course, Luis Campos,
yeah.
no? Running for re-election. in
yes,
Congress.
because they kept on saying that mag-substitute daw kami, siya yung tatakbong mayor, hindi daw ako. So, they kept on badgering on that. And then when he said, sige, hindi na ako tatakbo if Luis does not run. And my husband said, okay, I won't run. So, nung binalikan siya, ang sinabi niya, ay hindi, committed na ako. I'm going to run.
So, meron pa bang ibang conditions na sinasabi niya?
I don't know. That's the only thing.
Okay.
That's the only condition that I have been informed of from my dad, because my dad was the one mediating in a way between us and between me and my brother. People are more confident that they know that I'm not corrupt. Maybe that's, I don't know. There's no other. I think there's no.
You're not corrupt compared to? Your brother decided to run against you. And of course, question is, paano nangyari to?
He's saying na there were certain things that I may have been remiss.
When you say remiss, like what? Remiss in what? Ano yung pagkukulang? Mamaya we'll talk about your,
Hindi, yun nga, hindi
what
ko alam
you have
eh.
succeeded at.
Yun
But
yung hindi
so
ko alam.
what have you failed at?
I don't know. Sinasabi niya, hindi ako masyadong malapit sa tao. Sinasabi niya...
Hindi ka raw makamasa?
Hindi ako-
Sure na makamasa.
I think it's because his style of politics is different from mine.
Like how?
I'm really more of an administrator. The devil, for me, the devil is always in the details.
Yes,
That's
okay.
why
You get things done.
I get things done, and then I make sure I know what everybody's doing. Hindi po pwede na I have someone else running the show.
In other words,
So,
if you don't do something yourself, you make sure that you know exactly what is going on,
Exactly.
even if someone else is doing it.
and all my department heads know that I know what they're doing. So I go through their budget, I go through their projects, even the small details of the uniform of the kids, yung rubber shoes, yung style ng rubber shoes, yung color scheme, lahat yan. All the letters that goes through my office, I read that. I personally read it. So
So OC ka.
I'm very, very OC. And the thing is, because I'm also a lawyer, I really don't just sign documents. I read and then I sign. So I make sure that everything I sign goes through a very, very tedious process even before I sign it.
Okay.
After what happened to my family in 2015, diba? All that negative campaign that was launched against my dad and my brother. It's very, very traumatic. Mag-iingat
Oo,
ka,
mag-iingat ka
doble,
talaga.
triple, at siguraduhin mo that also doesn't happen to you. So you become very, very paranoid. What am I signing this time? Am I going to jail when I sign this document? So I'm very, very cautious.
Kung ang problema ni Junjun is kasi remiss ka or for whatever other reason, are those the reasons why those 12 councilors decided to jump ship and go? I mean, yung mga barangay captain na galit sa'yo, yun ang dahilan kung ba't sila galit sa'yo.
I
Ano yun?
think we also have to take into perspective that when I ran in 2016, I was the last candidate.
Last candidate.
To run in the team.
Okay.
Kasi buo na yung team. So lahat silang mga konsehal, napili na sila. I was the last spot because remember in October, like a week before the filing, my brother got a perpetual disqualification.
Right.
So there was a great debate whether he was going to run or someone else was going to run. So I was only informed that I was running a day before the filing. And even the candidates themselves didn't know that I was going to run with them as mayor.
Yeah, okay.
So itong mga konsehal na to, that's really his. That's not mine. I never
okay.
chose them.
Okay.
I never chose to run with
So
them.
kumbaga loyalty yung pinag-uusapan.
Yeah, in terms of
They were
loyal,
to him.
I guess they're more loyal to him
Oo,
or
oo.
meron silang nakasanayan sa kanya.
Nakasanayan na.
Kasi like ako, I'm very, very professional. One thing that they cannot deny is having been in Congress for 9 years, I've been majority floor lead, assistant majority floor leader. So yung procedure lang, they didn't even have that.
Naghimala,
Pipirma na lang, tapos kunyari, nag-meeting na tayo. They don't even have a
okay.
journal. They don't even have...
Okay.
Those are the things that we've been able to fix in the council, and maybe that's something that they really don't like. Yung making sure
okay.
that they're actually working and they're transparent.
Nabanggit mo nga, no, that your brother got into trouble. Of course, the question there is that since he's running, no, kung matuloy yan talaga, no, if he doesn't withdraw from the race or anything, if he wins, he still has that Sandigan Bayan case to deal with.
He still has Sandigan. I'm not sure if he still. I think he still has a pending one in Ombudsman. I'm not really sure. I don't take tabs of his cases.
Pero ito nga yung Makati parking building, no?
City Hall Building 2.
Oh, and this is exactly what you were saying na ayaw mo na kasing magkaroon ng problema.
Yeah.
So, ingat na ingat ka.
True.
Diba?
So there are even certain projects that are left hanging because I don't want to touch them because they're still under review by COA. So sabi ko, okay, I'll wait for COA to say, oh, okay na, go ahead na, tuloy mo na yung project. So in the meantime, I'm not even thinking of touching even a project as big as Hospital ng Makati. The second one,
Talaga?
OSMAC 2. Kasi ang dami niyang problema na gusto ko, pag sinabi ng COA, o sige, false alarm pala, there's really no problem. You can go ahead and continue with the project. So.
Oo. Well, speaking of COA, they had a very good review for the year 2017. No? A very good COA report. In other words, para bang walang anomalya. Ganun ba yun?
Kasi alam natin ng COA, laging ang report masama. Ay,
Right. Oo.
mali yung ginawa mo, overbid, overpriced, mali yung procedure mo. Para silang critic. They will always criticize the way you govern. But for the first time, when they audited the 2017, sabi ng COA, maayos, maganda.
And this is like a badge of honor for you, I suppose.
It's like getting an Oscar award. It's really a trophy of good governance. And we have been able to fix our system in a way that even COA recognizes.
The other thing is yung record high tax collections. How did that happen?
Yes. This year, our collection has reached 850.
This year, meaning
2018.
2018.
Kakatapos lang ng January 31. January 31 was the last day. The usual target is always 10% per year. You increase by 10%. This year, we have already increased as early as January. So meron pang mga succeeding months. For only January 31, we have already exceeded our collection by 12%. 12% na yung nahit namin na collection on real property tax and business taxes. There's only one answer to your question. That is, people are more willing to pay their taxes because they know where it's going. People are more confident that they know that I'm not corrupt. Maybe I don't know. There's no other, I think there's no
You're
other.
not corrupt compared to?
I'm not comparing to anybody.
Okay.
I'm just saying na mas may kumpiyansa sila ngayon. Mas naiinganyo sila ngayon magbayad ng taxes nila.
Next on politics as usual. No siblings are alike.
The only thing is we have the same last name, but one Binay is different from the other. I'm different from my dad.
Yeah.
I'm different from my brother. He's different from me.
At the end of it all, syempre, no, whether it's you or Junjun
Or whoever.
or
There are
whoever.
there are five of us running for mayor.
Yeah, but then of course, people say na, come on, how's it gonna happen na hindi Binay mananalo doon sa Makati, di ba? And then, tingnan natin, sige. Your father as congressman, so first district, no? Unless, of course, may milagro, and then
Also, yeah.
Mr. Peña wins.
Again, it's a democracy.
Your husband
Yeah.
as congressman, second district, re-election. Binay pa rin, di ba? Binay pa rin ang nasa Makati.
Anong klaseng Binay? Yun naman ang tanong. Diba? Even identical twins are not exactly identical. So,
No siblings are alike.
The only thing is we have the same last name, but one Binay is different from the other. I'm different from my dad.
Yeah.
I'm different from my brother. He's different from me. I'm different from my sister. So,
Yeah.
We
Wala namang magkakapareho
we
ng
just share
kapatid
the same
Oo.
last name. So, hindi nila
okay.
pwede sabihin, Binay pa rin.
Yeah.
Hindi.
Oo.
Kasi
Hindi,
iba
but-
lamang Binay.
Oo.
Might be a different Binay.
Let's talk about yung tinatawag na Binay brand.
Okay.
Kanina, binanggit mo na
Is there a
kanina, no, na sabi kasi ni Junjun na siguro he thinks na remiss ka or you don't live up to the Binay brand, ganon. Your answer, is there a Binay
Is there a Binay brand? I don't know. I think the right person to say if I have been remiss or if I have not been true to the Binay brand is my father. Because he's the original Binay brand. He is, di ba, kumbaga siya yung original. Kung ano ibig sabihin ng brand, I think it's really more of maybe the style that my dad started. Maybe it is the kind of governance that my father started. Or maybe because my dad started on giving social equity, giving more to the poor. Siguro yun yung Binay brand.
And of course, you are your own person, di ba? And, the other thing people say about you is that you are literally daw, no? Even if you are a Binay, a breath of fresh air.
I am.
Makati daw. Some people have said or written
maybe
that.
that's what I meant by saying there's a different kind of I like a different style of politics.
It's not the usual traditional style.
Maybe hindi ako paasa or hindi kita
You can say no, no?
I really say no. Sorry. And people know that.
You're direct to the point. No? You're very straightforward.
If it's something that I can't do, I'll tell them. Malabo po yan. Hindi ko pwede gawin yan. Even if it's unpopular, I've been...
Baka naman that makes you come across as suplada. Ano yung ganon? Because you don't say, oo naman, sige, ganon. Ano?
Siguro.
Diba?
Pero kasi hindi talaga ako nang babola eh. I'm very frank. And there were certain things that I was doing in the past 2 years that were very unpopular. And I know that I lose votes that way. But the thing is, yung mga maiingay na nagrereklamo, maingay lang sila, but there are a lot that are quiet and they're just saying, tama yan. Kung gusto nyo ng change, I mean, the reason why Duterte won was his platform was change. I'm giving that change to the city. So, if they don't like that change, then they're going to have that opportunity.
Your father is standing by you.
Yes.
Right?
Buti na lang.
No hesitation.
Kung hindi, mas
there.
malala yung hugot ko nung post ko na 2018.
And
I think that's the one
yeah.
thing that keeps me strong.
He's the only one in the family.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Parang me against the world ang peg. Pwede na nga gawing teleserye yung buhay namin.
Dynasty na dynasty, ano? Telenovela. Okay.
Telenovelang dynasty.
Yeah. Okay. Kanina nabanggit mo na yung rubber shoes or sneakers.
Yes.
You're wearing them right now.
Yes. Look.
Ano to? These are, they're not for sale.
They're not.
They are Makati City rubber shoes,
Students.
sneakers for students.
Yes. So we're giving away 90,000 sneakers because we have 90,000 students, both elementary and high school. So,
Meron bang nakalagay dyan na Abby Binay?
wala.
Oh. Pero what is it called? What are the sneakers
Okay,
called?
the thing is, when we launched the first version last year, it was the netizens who called it Air Binay. We just said rubber shoes. Tapos sila na lang nagbigay ng name. So this year, we changed from white. So this is a different version from the first one that we launched last year.
Okay.
So we call it AB 2.0. Kasi it's the
And
second
A
version.
for what? Air or
Binay.
Abby?
No, Air
Air pa rin.
Binay. Air
Okay.
Binay pa rin. Water repellent siya. Tapos, there's an M in the back.
M.
Kasi Makati Zen.
Not for Marlen, your
Hindi,
second name.
Hindi, di ba sabi, lagyan mo ng B. Sabi ko, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
We're not going to put a B there, di ba?
Pala,
So it's
okay.
an M.
Oo.
It's an M.
Okay.
So Makati
Sige.
Zen. And then there's just a simple logo in
The logo dito
label.
sa ano.
That's it.
Okay. How much did it cost?
I don't know. I actually don't know the exact cost.
Ito nyo pinagawa ha, sa
No,
Pilipinas.
we had it
Where?
made
China?
in China. Yeah,
Okay.
made in China.
Made in China.
So,
Okay.
and
And
most sneakers are made in China anyway. So,
Yeah. It's called Air Binay.
pinasadya talaga namin. So, kahit saan kayong tindahan pumunta.
Okay. So for Makati, grade school and high school, public school students
And me.
only. And you.
No, but maswerte ako kasi I'm a size 5. So, pang student yung,
Okay,
yung,
okay.
yung pa ako.
Final words from you. Abby Binay, Mayor of Makati.
Well, the coming elections will be very crucial to me. I guess it will be a test whether they like my style, they like the changes I've introduced for the city. At the end of the day, I will stand on my performance and my good governance for the city.
And you can honestly say that if the citizens of the voters of Makati say they don't want you anymore, you can go. Okay lang.
I mean, I never wanted to run anyway. I was a hesitant candidate. I was literally telling myself, I'm going to be unemployed after 2016. Will you hire me? I was telling people, can you hire me? Can you hire me? So I was really dead set on maybe studying abroad. So again, I always say, politics is not a be-all, end-all. There's always life after politics.
Former Mayor Junjun Binay opted not to sit down to an interview with us. On May 13, voters in the country's financial capital get to decide between two Binays. I'm Pia Hontiveros. This is Politics as Usual.